Welcome to episode 1 of the Flow Your Mojo Intuitive Writing Challenge. Today we're going to start with creating your protagonist. So to begin, let's get ourselves into more of a creative mind state by doing a breathing exercise just to close out what's going on in the outside world and just focus on what the cards are wanting to tell us. So breathe in. And breathe out. All right, I've got my deck of cards here. See what we got. Okay, so this is going to be your character spread when it's done. We are not going to be doing all of the cards today, A, because I don't have time for that in this video, and B, that's a little overwhelming. So we're just going to focus on these 3 cards. So with these 3 cards, we're going to focus, this is the nice to meet you spread. And we're creating your protagonist. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on how your character thinks, how your character communicates with words, and how your character feels. So with the first card, we've got the Hanged Man in reverse. Now, when we're looking at this card in reverse, to me, it kind of says that the main character, this character, is going to think a little outside of the box. Maybe going to think upside down, differently than how society thinks. Do something, think different things, have maybe different beliefs than what the average society person would think. Now, something that actually kind of gets me with this card a little bit is those floorboards. If you flip the card over and you cut the rope and the mer person were to fall onto the floorboards, they would hit their head first. But because this card is in reversed, it makes me kind of feel like they're protecting their head, they're protecting their thoughts a little bit more consciously, kind of a thing. What's very interesting also that I'm seeing about this card is that they are trapped in a net. And that, to me, that kind of says a little bit of a mental trap. It doesn't have to be because it is reversed, but because there is a net and someone trapped in a net, it kind of seems like there might be a little bit of a mental trap going on. To go a little bit more into what the actual meaning of the card is, the Hanged Man is a major arcana card, and usually when the card comes up not reversed, it comes up upright, it means taking a pause. It means it's time to see someone's perspective, maybe see someone else's perspective, take a pause, don't make any major movements, don't make any major actions, that kind of a thing. With it being in reverse, maybe it actually means the opposite of that. Maybe it actually means to do something faster, do something quicker. Something that does also come to my mind, if you do want to think of this as also maybe your character is maybe, if they are reversed, maybe they are a little bit more slow, a little bit more stupid. Better way to put it. The Hanged Man, again, is a major arcana card, so something else that might help you in associating this card is that the card is also associated with the planet Uranus and also the element of air, which is thoughts and communication. Now we have the 6 of Swords for communication, words, how we communicate, how they speak. We have the 6 of Swords. Now, to me, on the picture on the card, it looks like there's some swift action going on. They are moving very fast. There's a whip going on. They are making the seal go very fast. I can actually almost hear the sled going on top of the ice, and just kind of hearing the ice and the cold kind of hitting the metal going on there. Something that does kind of come to mind here with this, I just got chills down my right side. Something that does kind of get my mind with this is that with the way that they speak, it makes me almost feel like the character is cold. Like they have a little bit, they probably mean things in the nicest possible way, but they're probably a little bit more blunt, a little bit more cold. There's not a lot of warmth to the words that they want to use with how they communicate with people, that kind of a thing. Again, swords is associated with the element of air, and air, we've got thoughts and communication. What else? I don't really see anything else in the card at the moment, but let's move on into the heart space. What does the character feel? We've got the Justice card. Now, Justice, if you look at it, we've got scales, checks, and balances. It looks like things are pretty calm. It doesn't look like there's a lot of emotion. There's not a lot of waves. There's not a lot of disruption. We've also got there's some fish just kind of chilling around the scales. Like it almost looks like the scales just kind of fell out from a boat and just kind of like landed there, and everything is just kind of it just kind of created a new space, a new living situation for the wildlife there. So I'm looking at the cards down here too. So it just kind of, to me, it feels like there's just not, there's a little bit of a wave up in the top. So maybe there's like a big wave coming, or maybe there's something to think about in emotional ways, is that maybe when something does irk this character, the wave just kind of hits them really hard. Usually they are in a very ebb and flow kind of situation with scales, checks and balances, fairness, that kind of thing. But when the wave hits them, it kind of disrupts their whole life, and they get anxious, they become the problem, all that kind of a thing. Now, to go a little bit more into the element of this card, the meaning of the card, the justice is basically just checks and balances. To me, it means fairness. It means if you do good things, you're probably going to get good things back. If you do bad things, you're going to do bad things back, or get bad things back. Something to pay attention to with the element, or with the justice card, is these people might also, the jobs that the people might want to pay attention to are laws. So lawyers, cops, doctors, those kind of people that actually obey the rules so that they can move ahead in life, that kind of a thing. But maybe because this person thinks, going back to the Hanged Man, maybe this person thinks differently, so they are have a different way of looking at those checks and balances. Justice is also a major arcana card, and it is also associated with the planet or sign Venus, the sign Libra, and the element of Earth. Earth is associated with our, it's the slowest element. It is associated with our health, our body, and our money. And it is usually the things that we can touch. It's the material items that we can touch, the ones that we can feel. So that might be something to pay attention to, with maybe how they use, what they use to get their points across. Maybe they have to use physical items in order to get their feelings across. Maybe they have to write things out and do that kind of a thing. And also with two airs, they also think and speak very wordsy. So they seem, I think this person seems to be very quippy. And I feel like this person's very smart and very like a sassy person. I am gonna leave it there. Please let me know what you got for your character in the comments, or tag me, or stitch me, or whatever. I would love to know what you got. Please share this with other people. If you did not download the prompt sheet that I have in my link tree, pay attention to what you think, or sorry, not what you think, what you hear, see, feel, taste, smell. What do you feel physically? What do you feel emotionally when you look at these cards? Can you feel anything actually in the cards? Like, can you feel the net being wrapped around yourself? Can you feel the rope of what that is? Can you feel the boardwalk as you're walking on the boardwalk? Does it creak? Can you, like what I mentioned earlier, can you actually hear the sleigh or sled going across the ice? With the coral down in the justice card, can you actually see the coral just kind of swaying back and forth with the current of the water? That kind of thing. Is the water cold? Is the ocean cold? Do you think that this character is in a cold climate or in a warmer climate? Whatever. Just kind of something that, whatever comes to your mind, whatever. I just want to know what you got out of this for the first 3 cards for your character. So now tomorrow for episode 2, we will be focusing on the right arm, which is what do I love about myself? What does the character love about themselves? And also, how do they give love out? What's their love language of giving love away? And then let's do another breathing exercise so we can close out this creative session, and then we can go on with the rest of our day. I do encourage you to do a bigger creative session on your own, just so that you can kind of look at the cards and study the cards on your own as well. I just wanted to reiterate the ritualization of it as well. So let's breathe in. And breathe out. And I'll see you in episode 2.